Hey guys, such an interesting video on Wild Rift. So we're back with a Kai'Sa supplementary guide. Now the first thing I'll say right at the beginning of this video is this gameplay is absolutely insane. For some reason we got matched up with 3 plats, like me and my duo. Like I was duo with Leona. I'm in like mid diamond right now, and for some reason we matched up with 3 plats. And we'll talk more about it in the gameplay, but basically this was a huge carry performance from me and lots of like amazing, like, you know, 1v1s, 2v2s, etc. Like lots of insane like 1 HP moments in the entire gameplay. It's absolutely insane. I seriously suggest you guys check out the entire gameplay. Even if you guys aren't interested in this new build, just check out the gameplay. It's amazing. Alright, so without further ado, we can discuss Kai'Sa's new build. Now this is pretty much what the final build looks like of this build. But we're going to go through the breakdown of what you build. So, first up, you go for the double BF sword. This is going to give you your Q evolution. Then you go for your tier 1 boots. Alright? So after you get your tier 1 boots, you go for the Storm Razor. So Storm Razor, of course, is your first completed item, gives you all the stats. I'm not really going to explain the individual items too much. I'm just going to explain how the items gives you your evolution. So these two give you your Q evolve. You get the boots for the movement speed. You complete Storm Razor, and then you complete Nashor's Tooth. This is kind of a new Kai'Sa item. It's technically not new because when Kai'Sa first released in Wild Rift, this was a thing, but that's over 2 years ago now. So Nashor's Tooth gives you the attack speed, ability haste, as well as the ability power. Also gives you the on hit on the bite, which is actually absolutely amazing on Kai'Sa, and she attacks really quickly. So this is a hybrid Kai'Sa build. So this 50% attack speed plus this 60% attack speed is going to give you enough attack speed for your E evolution. So you will get your E evolve, and this 70 AP plus the 25 AP you get from the M Tome is going to give you your second ability evolution, your W evolve. So with the double BF sword into boots, into Storm Razor, into Nashor's Tooth, and into M Tome, you will get triple ability evolutions. Now when you get your triple ability evolve, this is generally where you upgrade your boots. So you generally go for one of the defensive boots and stasis, because you generally dive into the enemy team and you kind of need that stasis to just, you know, be immune there. Then after that, you're going to build the IE. So the IE is going to build out of the second BF sword. So the second BF sword is going to become the IE. And after that, you have the Amp Tome is going to build into the Rift Maker. So you can see that you have 2 crit items here, you have 2 AP items here. Rift Maker, of course, gives you not just AP but also health, ability haste, and mainly the Omni Vamp and the true damage when you're in combat. So for your final item, generally it's going to be Maul Reminder, because if in matches where you need armor penetration and grievous wounds, you have to go for this, which is basically like 90% of matches you have to go for Maul Reminder. You don't have a choice. But in those like 10% of matches that you can't afford not to get penetration and grievous wounds, you want to go for Runan's Hurricane, because Runan's Hurricane is an absolutely insane item for Kai'Sa. The sad part about it is you don't quite have space in the build for Runan's Hurricane in this particular build, because getting your triple evolutions is way more important than the Runan's Hurricane in this particular build. So yeah, also another option is the Bloodthirster if you prefer, but if I can afford to not build the Moral Reminder, I'm definitely going for Runan's Hurricane. Okay, so Rune's spells remains the same: Lethal Tempo, Hunter Vampirism, Nullifying Orb, and Nimbus. Wait, I have Nimbus Cloak. I think that was supposed to be Hunter Genius, but Hunter Genius or Nimbus Cloak works. Then we have Exhaust and Flash. So if you guys need any further explanations on that, refer to the updated complete guide I did recently. And without further ado, we can jump straight into the gameplay. Okay, so now we can take a look at that insane game that I was telling you guys about. Now, this game I'm going to focus a lot more on talking about Kai'Sa and of course how she works, how her new build works, and highlighting all of those. But really, I cannot help but talk about the 3 plat people on my team. So I'm duo with Leona, as I mentioned at the really beginning of the video. But we have a plat Master Yi, we have a plat Kennen, and we have a plat Yone. Now the worst offender, honestly, is the Master Yi. The Master Yi is pretty horrible. He refuses to give me red buff even though I'm fed and he's not. We'll look at that later. He pretty much doesn't show up to objectives on time. He's really late on objectives. And yeah, Kennen keeps dying as well. Honestly, the Yone is the best out of the 3 of them, probably because Yone is a broken champion. But yeah, it's a big carry drop from us. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. So here, if you guys notice there, I flash auto the Jin on the tower because I thought that popping my passive would have killed the Jin, but I estimated my damage, and Jin actually lives on 1 HP. He pops the fruit, and now he's back to a relatively healthy state. Now, same goes for me though. I didn't pop the fruit, but I'm relatively same health as him, so we're relatively even in the lane in that aspect. We still have our fruit though, so we do have a minor advantage. However, the minion wave is at their side of the lane, so we cannot really do all that much. Leona's trying to wait for a chance to engage on Jin, like here you guys can see. Here I'm using everything on Jin, but unfortunately he lives on 1 HP again somehow. And the wave is still stuck outside of their tower range. Here Leona uses the relic to last hit some of those minions to proc, and she does end up going for the recall. Now here, I was trying to snipe Jin with my W that I'm waiting to come off cooldown. I know that Rakan's in that bush, so I'm not going to go near that bush. Waiting for my W to come to try to snipe Jin and see if I can get the kill. But I don't believe that my damage will be enough. I'm still going to try anyways. So here I'm going to try to snipe Jin with the Q. I do hit Jin with the W, not Q. I do hit Jin with the W, but again he's left at 1 HP for the 3rd time. Now I gotta be honest, I was a little bit frustrated here because Jin is left on 1 HP 3 times and doesn't die. So that's a little bit unfortunate in my opinion, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So here, we're gonna quickly just clear out the minions, and now I really need to reset because I need to pick up my items. Leona already has reset, so has Jin. Rakan has not though, so here I get myself a BF sword, same as what Jin got, so we're pretty much on level terms. In the meantime, Leona goes off on the roam to mid lane, does catch the Graves in the river, and with the help of Yone does manage to pick up the kill. So here, we are both going to try to reconvene on the bot lane. Jin is level 4. Here, Leona goes in on Jin. I'm running forward to try to chase him. Leona's level 5 off of that kill, and because of that is able to out the Jin, and we are able to pick up the kill. Leona's W does end up actually picking up the kill though, so unfortunately no kill for me. Leona does end up flashing forward after the Jin died to try to secure the kill, but kill was already secured. So here we catch the Graves and the Rakan in a 4v2. So here of course we're going to be going in aggressively and trying to get both of them. Here Master Yi goes in under tower, gets the kill, and is able to get out. So here I'm trying to pick up a tower plate, which I do manage to do. Unfortunately, my team is all stuck kind of in no man's land, and Jin and Katarina comes in for the rotation and pretty much just cleans them all up. Now I can't really help my team here because there's a fat wall separating me and my team, so I cannot really do very much to help here, lest Katarina gets reset and comes in and kills me as well. So the better move here is to just retreat, recall, get my second BF sword, and get my Q evolution, and not just give Katarina another free kill. Now something really unfortunate here is that Leona has been getting all of our team's kills. She has 3 kills out of our 4, unintentionally because of Aftershock and the W. Here Jin is a little bit deep in, gets slowed down by Leona's ultimate, and I am able to finally finish off the kill on Jin. I do get that kill onto Jin. Rakan flashes the wall and does manage to escape, unfortunately, so we don't get the kill on Rakan. Instead though, we're just going to push out the minion wave and see if we can maybe pick up some plates, which we are indeed going to be able to do. So we have a whole wave here, cannon wave as well, so we can pick up a plate here, maybe another plate, because Rakan did have to go back to base, and so did us, and Jin died. So here we do end up picking up a second plate. Graves is in to defend, but he can't really do too much in terms of wave clear. Our next wave is in, so here we're just pounding the tower. Graves wraps around the back, and Rakan does come in with the engage. Jin comes in with the ultimate, and I do get exhausted. I am able to trade the kill onto Rakan before I die, and now we are in a 2v1 between Leona versus the Graves and Jin. Now, unfortunately for Leona, Graves and Jin just has a little bit too much DPS, and she isn't able to trade onto the Graves fast enough. By the way, so Master Yi, aside from not being a really good player in general, has just randomly AFK'd when the dragon spawned, by the way. So he's just randomly AFK up there in the top river. I don't know what's happening, but it appears that he's just randomly AFK there. Anyways, we can't really control what our teammates do, as I always say in my videos. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over, clear out that wave, get the money, and yeah, thankfully for us, the enemy team has decided to all go mid and not simply just rush Dragon or Herald, because Master Yi is still AFK in the base. And yeah, obviously because he's AFK, he's not going to be showing up to any objective. Here I end up picking up the final plate of the tower. Jin's bone plating actually is really effective against Kai'Sa. I do manage to proc passive and do win out on that trade. But yeah, bone plating really is pretty good against Kai'Sa because a lot of her burst from her Q is negated by the bone plating. So yeah, here I'm going to pick up the fruit, and finally Mastery is out of the base, but he doesn't go to the dragon. No, he goes to the red buff and farms the red buff, by the way. So here I ult in, unfortunately ulting straight into Rakan's ultimate, so I don't get the kill on Rakan. Here we're chasing for the Graves, but Graves realizes that he has enough damage to kill us, turns on us, kills me, and kills Leona. Mastery finally finished picking up his red buff, does come in, kills the Graves, but instantly gets destroyed by Katarina. So Katarina picks up a triple kill, making Katarina 6, 1, and 2. She already has her Infinity Orb at this point in time, and this triple kill is just going to give her so much gold to get items, and this is sort of where the game becomes really problematic. As we already know, Kennen is not doing too hot. He's 0, 1, and 0. Not too bad, not the worst in the world. Mastery randomly just AFKs, doesn't show up to objectives, and no idea what he's really doing. Now, these are really minor offenses so far. The only reason why I'm giving them this kind of hate is because I already know what happens later on. But as of now, technically no huge crime has been committed, I guess you could say. So here, I'm just going to quickly get the bot lane prio, just going to quickly clear out the wave. And since Master Yi is off farming his jungle again and not caring about the objectives, I'm just going to secure the first tower like so. Rakan does come in with the W, and we're going to find ourselves in a 4v3. So we do want to get out if we can. Now, unfortunately, we can't. Katarina does burst me, gets the reset, Graves does end up finishing off the kill on Leona as well. Really unfortunate there. And this pretty much gives them a free dragon. Now, Master Yi, finally, after everybody has died, after the dragon has been up for nearly 3 minutes, finally decides to show up to the dragon. And starts just wandering around, basically waiting to try to go in and steal, I assume. Now, unfortunately, Kennen just randomly goes in here and distracts the Master Yi from the endeavor. Master Yi goes in and kills Rakan. Then he proceeds on to focus the Renekton. So no chance for a steal anymore because technically Kennen distracted him. So our own team distracted our own team. Pretty dumb here. But anyways, here I'm in for the cleanup. Me and Leona have revived. And here I do manage to pick up kill on Graves. I do pick up the kill onto Renekton as well. So really good injection of gold for me. Pretty huge. Katarina is really low and has managed to actually recall. So here we do have a little bit of time to do damage to the mid lane tower. Unfortunately, we can't actually finish off the mid lane tower, but we can still do a little bit, just a little bit more damage. And Rakan and Katarina is going to show up, so we're going to have to back off. But yeah, so at the current point in time, I'm 4, 3, and 4. Not the best in the world in terms of KDA, but in terms of gold, not too bad. I'm at 7,500 gold, most in my team, and on the enemy team, the only people close is Jin, that's 500 gold or so behind, and Katarina, who's obviously ahead by quite a fair margin, like about 1.5k gold, obviously because she's fed. Speaking of which, she does get another kill and goes unstoppable. Here my team is fighting for the Herald, but this fight is pretty much a lost cause, so I'm not going to waste my time on it. I'm going to quickly just run away. Graves is on the chase, and I'm just going to auto queue him just because I can, basically. And basically my whole team aside from me all just dies. Katarina is actually left on 1 HP, and at this point in time she has a 975 gold shutdown, so I'm really trying to get that Katarina shutdown because that can bring me and my team back into the game. So I'm just really looking for that Katarina kill if I can. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, so here I'm almost towards my Nashor's Tooth. So here I'm just trying to stick around and collect another wig so that I can get enough from my Nashor's Tooth and my E-Evolution. With this build, you do get the evolutions really quickly. Of course, unlike the previous build where you did leave your E-Evolution for later, this build just involves rushing the evolution. So here, as you guys can see, E-Evolution has been acquired, and we're only 1 M-Tome away from W-Evolution, which is of course just 500 gold. So that's gonna come really soon as well. Okay, so here, looks like a fight is going to happen in mid lane just based on the fact that everybody is here. So Rakan tries to go in, gets instantly popped by my team, and we do pick up a quick kill on Rakan. Nice engage onto Katarina by Leona. I'm trying to burst Katarina down, but she is really slippery. We do pick up a kill onto the Renekton instead, and it's a really long extended fight. Here Katarina tries to go in. I'm using everything on Katarina, and I do actually manage to burst her down and get the shutdown on Katarina. I'm left in a 2v1 here. I pick up the fruit all over for the shield, and I am able to trade 1-for-1 with the Jhin, and only Graves is left alive on the enemy team. Rakan has just respawned, but getting that shutdown on Katarina was huge, because if you take a look at the goal now, my goal is nearly the same as Katarina, so getting the huge shutdown from Katarina onto me is huge, because if like Master Yi or Yone or like Kennen or even Leona, anyone else other than me on my team got it, it would be disastrous, because look at like Yone is now like 3, 5, and 7, he's not doing too hot. Master Yi 3, 6, and 3, and we already seen from his behavior that he's not a good player, that would be bad, and Kennen not doing too good as well. So here is where I'm 6, 4, and 6. I have all of my evolutions at this point, and here I'm just trying to get the red buff. But obviously Master Yi, being the genius plat player that he is, decides to come over and smite the red buff, which obviously is very frustrating because I'm trying my best to carry you, I'm trying to win the game, and you're not letting me take the red buff, which is really annoying. Anyways, here I'm just going to go for what I can, which is the bot wave. Just going to clear out the bot wave real quick. Graves comes in from behind, and here I'm just gonna out over for the shield and create some distance. Master Yi comes in, we do manage to kill the Graves, but Katarina is coming next. Here I'm gonna flash away to prevent myself from dying from her. Master Yi actually does manage to finish her off. Unfortunately, Rakan is coming off to cut off our exit with Jhin in tow, so I have to walk this awkward like route of going through the enemy jungle instead of just walking straight back to where I was. Unfortunately though, Master Yi does die because of that, and I am not able to really do anything. Leona is here now with the ult, with the Zenith Blade as well. Jhin does with the Deadly Flourish as well. So here I'm just going to back off. I actually do pop the fruit, and I was going to recall, but Leona does manage to get Jhin. Rakan goes in as well, so I am able to actually pick up the kill on Rakan. I exhaust the Jhin, trying to kite it out and just trying to escape, but unfortunately Jhin does manage to reload in time and does manage to pick up the kill onto me. So I pick up my 5th death of the game, unfortunately, and now I'm 7, 5, and 9. But in terms of the goal, if you take a look at the goal, I'm at 12k gold now, and I have the most gold in the game. More gold than the Fed Katarina, and more gold than Jhin as well. Now, even though my KDA doesn't look as nice as Katarina's, I'm 7, 5, and 9. Katarina is like 9, 3, and 10, which is a way better KDA, but that doesn't actually matter. What matters is the fact that I have more gold than her, and I am in a position that I can carry my team. Now, of course, you see that Katarina is really fed. I'm in ADC, and obviously I'm gonna get, you know, pretty much destroyed by her. Here, if you guys didn't notice, when I was dead, I'm spam pinging on top of Master Yi's head the assistance, because the dragon is up, and he only now finally makes it over to dragon. Now, fortunately, Yone got the steal. Here I ult in, get the kill on Renekton, get the kill onto the Graves as well. Here I spot out the Jhin engaged on by Leona. Here I get the kill onto the Jhin as well for the triple. Katarina tries to go in. I use my full burst combo onto Katarina for the quadra. And Rakan is long gone, so no Penta for me. But here I'm trying to pick up the blue buff. What happens? Kennen, the 2, 3, and 3 Kennen, at 7k gold, who's 5k gold behind me, steals the blue buff. Now I know I already have a blue buff, but still, it's gonna be way more useful on me than on Kennen. The Kennen doesn't even use blue buff. He doesn't have mana. So, I mean, yeah, he will get a bit of out cooldown, I guess, but oh man, like, it is so frustrating when you're trying to carry the game. Master Yi steals the red buff, Kennen steals the blue buff, and yeah, it's just really frustrating. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that, but hey, you know what we want to do in this situation is not get frustrated. We want recall to base, we get our BS sword, we get Executioner's Calling, and we get the Haunting Guys, of course building towards our Mole Reminder as well as our Riftmaker. Now we just really want to not get frustrated, we want to keep a cool head, and we just want to play the best we can, because if you get pissed off, you are gonna, you know, play worse. So here I'm just using my burst combo onto the buff itself. Now because of that, I don't have my spells to deal with the Graves anymore, and Master Yi decides to chase him all the way. Now Graves is really fed, by the way. If you look at his goal, Graves is at 12k gold. Master Yi is only at 10k gold, so Graves is instantly popping the Master Yi. Now the good news here is I'm at 15k gold. And that's more gold than all 3 members of the enemy team who has 12k gold. Now the bad news about that is that they have 3 fed members at 12k. I'm the only fed member at 15k. Now here we have an opportunity in the mid lane. Leona goes in. I flash forward for the kill. I kill both of them, and here I stasis. And here I'm gonna have to ult out of the Jhin ultimate. I am able to actually finish off the Graves with the help of the red buff. And here Renekton runs straight into me. I invis so he cannot actually engage. Now here, if I got the kill on the Renekton, that might have been enough for the Quadra timer, and this could have actually been a Penta kill. But unfortunately, the Cannon did KS there, you know, Cannon doing Cannon things. But yeah, he did actually KS there, and unfortunately, no Quadra or Penta for me. So here is a good opportunity to pick up Baron because the entire enemy team is dead. But I'm just waiting for someone to actually show up to do the Baron. Now, Cannon off doing his own thing as usual, no map awareness at all. I do pop the fruit, get some health, and me, Master Yi, and the Leona are trying to pick up the Baron. The whole enemy team is respawning and they're coming over. So here I'm running out of health, so I have to retreat. If not, I'm gonna get executed by the Baron. But what happens? Master Yi smites way too early and pretty much gives the Baron to the whole enemy team. Now the issue here is, obviously, number one, our jungler just got outsmited by the enemy support. I say outsmited, but what I really mean is that he just got it stolen by the enemy support, who barely does any damage because he's building like tank. He has a Dead Man's Plate and a Frozen Heart, so I have no idea what's up with that. Number two, the whole enemy team just respawned. What this means is the whole enemy team has Baron. So what this means is we essentially gave the entire enemy team a free Baron, which they can use to then push down towers, get more gold, and then destroy us. So it's absolutely horrible, which I'm sure everybody knows that losing a Baron is horrible, but yeah, it's absolutely horrible because this Master Yi, this Plat Master Yi cannot smite for his life. And then everybody dies, as you guys can see, aside from me and Leona, all the Plat players die, and now we are left to deal with all these Baron minion waves, which is of course an issue. Now, honestly, I am expecting to lose all 3 tier 2 towers in this Baron push. Really hard to escape losing all 3 tier 2 towers. But I'm just trying to hope that we can defend our inhibitors, because if we lose inhibitors, it's going to be really, really difficult to advance in this game. So I'm just really trying to defend inhibitors here. I do manage to finally get my red buff. And yeah, the Mountain Dragon is spawning soon. And with 1 dragon apiece, the Mountain Dragon being the most important dragon of them all, we do of course want to contest that. But of course, first we're going to talk about the problem at hand, which is the Baron buff. So here, there's a lot of shenanigans happening at the dragon area, even though the dragon is still half a minute from spawning. Here, as expected, we do lose our tier 2 in the bot lane. I believe tier 2 in the mid lane is down already, I'm not too sure. Yeah, tier 2 mid is down already, and the huge minion wave in top is going to actually kill the top tower sooner or later, because we are here to contest the dragon, so we cannot really defend top. Everybody's here at the dragon. For once, Master Yi is actually on time. Now, I have no idea where the enemy team went, because enemy team had river control, and there they are. So they're all there, and for some reason they walked back into their jungle. I'm not too sure why they walked back into the jungle when they could have just stood their ground at the river area, like where the Scuttle Vision is, and prevented us from walking in. So now they've given up river control. Now we can walk in. Rakan tries to come in for the engage. Pretty much gets, well, not really instantly destroyed, but, you know, does take a lot of damage. Here I'm ulting across. Again, I accidentally outrun into the Rakan. I get a kill stasis, and I'm gonna flash out of the way. And here Jin gets really overzealous, tries to flash forward, but yeah, that's what happens when you try to flash forward on a fed Kai'Sa. Now here Renekton and Graves are chasing us, which is a really big mistake. I know we can kill them here, so here I just pretty much spam all my spells on him. And here Renekton tries to come in. Leona uses all her CC on him, and I'm just waiting for him to respawn off the GA, and yeah, there he goes. So, if you guys notice my build now, I'm at full build at the moment, so I'm really... I mean, there's no point in the game that I'm stronger. I'm already at full build. I'm not gonna get any stronger than this. So, yeah, we do massive damage to them all, and yeah, I'm at 20k gold now. Gold doesn't actually matter to me anymore because I'm already at full build. I don't actually need any more gold. By comparison, Kat's at 15k. She's almost at full build as well. So here, Elder Dragon is spawning. Obviously, don't think I really need to explain why you need to, of course, contest the Elder Dragon. But in the meantime, since, you know, it's still a little ways away, I'm trying to get this tier 2 tower, which I do actually manage to do here. But unfortunately, Rakan is here trying to catch me out. So here I'm trying to run away. Jin does hit the W. Rakan hits his CC. I get exhausted. I try to ult away. Rakan gets the charm in onto me and does end up dying to my team. And I do actually manage to escape. Which was really surprising. I thought I was going to die there, but I do actually manage to escape. And as a result, my team is able to pick up the Elder Dragon relatively easily. Yone goes in onto Graves. Graves dies to the Elder buff. And yeah, so now here we got 3 members of the enemy team dead. We have the Elder buff. We have 2 options here. Number 1, force the end. Number 2, go for the Baron. The safer play is to go for the Baron. I say safer play in general, but the problem here is that Master Yi is horrible. He can't smite. He lost the last Baron to Rakan, so I really don't know about this. So here we're posting Leona over there to cut off anybody who's trying to even think about contesting the Baron. So unfortunately for us, both Renekton and Katarina don't do that. So here I am actually able to, we are actually just able to pick up the Baron, and we can just start to push in. Now Yone finds himself alone in a 2v1 and does just straight up just die. You know, just players doing plat things, getting caught out in side lanes for no good reason. Here Rakan tries to go in on me again. Now I don't aggro him because I'm under the tower. So he pretty much uses his ult on me and nothing really comes of it. Jin pops the ulti for some reason. I don't know who he's really aiming for here. But yeah, so here, just waiting for the next wave to come in so that we can try to push down this mid lane tower. Now a lot of the enemy team members are here, so we don't want to over force it and get caught. So here, I'm just going to retreat and back off. Leona gets caught trying to split push on the right hand side, and basically a whole fight breaks out which the enemy team cannot win because we have the Elder buff. So pretty much everybody just dies. Now I'm gonna be honest, I barely contributed to this fight, but I think I've contributed more than enough in the whole game. That's not anything that's not this fight basically. I think this is a pretty insane gameplay, and with that, at 22 minutes we are able to finally end the game and put me out of my misery playing with these 3 plat players. Now in the end of the day, Yone wasn't all that bad, but Kennen and Master Yi, especially Master Yi, was really horrible. So anyways guys, I'll leave you guys with the stats as usual. You guys can see how much damage, you know, and etc, all the other stats that we did, and how big of a carry job it really was. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.